Hello everybody and welcome to section 2.1. Today we're going to go ahead and look at the tangent and velocity problems. The first thing we're going to do is start out with tangent lines. Okay, so what is a tangent line? A tangent line is a line that touches a function at a singular point. Okay, so it's just touching right here. So what that is called is your point of tangency. And here is another one. Okay, this one's a little bit different. You guys can see the line is actually touching at 2, but what's around it is really only touching at 1 point. Here's another example of a point of tangents, or sorry, a tangent line, and this would be its point of tangency. It just touches the curve at 1 point. Okay, so this brings us to kind of the big idea of this chapter, is how do you find the slope of a tangent line? Okay, I want to be able to find the slope of a tangent line, but right now I only know how to find the slope when I have 2 points, right? So typically you guys are like, okay, slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So in order to do that, you would need 2 points. However, a tangent line, it's this red line that is shown right here, there's only 1 point on the curve. So how would you find the slope of that? So what some people said is maybe we look at the secant line. A secant line is a line that touches a function at 2 points. Okay, so those are my lines in blue. And what they're saying is if you take a secant line, okay, and you station it at your point of tangency, okay, it's stuck there, and then you take the point and you move and you find the slope of this line, then you would take and move that point a little bit closer and you'd find the slope of this line. Move that point a little bit closer, and we'd find the slope of this blue line again. And if you guys take a look, and if you find the slope of the secant line multiple times as this point here gets closer and closer to that point of tangency, we should be able to approximate what the slope of the tangent line is. Okay, so here's another little visual. Okay, the red curve right here, this is my x squared function. Okay, and it tells me right now that my tangent line is this one here in blue. And if you guys can see, it says the slope is 2. And we are trying to find the slope of the tangent line at the point 1, 1. Okay, right now I look at my tangent line and there is only 1 point on there, so I don't know how to do that. I know you guys are like, oh, we'll just pick this point here and find it. But you're not always able to do that. Okay, so let's just go with what we have. So we have this. And so what we would do is then you would take your secant line, put it through your point of tangency, 1, 1, and pick a point that's far away. You'd find the slope of this line. Right now it's 3.58. Okay. Then I would take my secant line, move it a little bit closer. Okay, as I move it closer, it says it's 3.25. Move it a little bit closer, 2.92. Find that slope. Move it closer and closer and closer. If I move it really, really, really close to the other one, it's kind of hard to see on here, but you guys see how this says my secant line is 2.2? If I move it away, we can see the slope of my tangent line is 2. So as you move that secant line, since it has 2 points, I can find the slope of that over and over again, closer together, those 2 points. Then I will see that my tangent line is getting close to a slope of 2. You can do it from, this would be my left-hand side as I get closer to my point of tangency, and also from my right-hand side to see that it gets close to a slope of 2. Okay, so that's kind of the idea is how do you find the slope of this tangent line? Well, we can use secant lines to help us out. Okay, so the way we do this is we use the limit for the slopes of the secant lines. So the secant lines go through 2 points on the curve. So we use the limit for the slopes of the secant lines to approximate, just an approximate the slope of the tangent line. This is our big idea, is like in chapter 2, how do you find the slope of a tangent line? Okay, and this is one method that we can use. It helps us get an approximation. It's not exact, but it helps us get an approximation because we're moving closer. Okay, so that's our big idea in chapter 2 as well as what we're focusing on right now in section 2.1. One way to find the slope of that tangent line.